Welcome, welcome, welcome to webinar 50. We're talking joy per bite today. And, uh, well, what does that mean? So today we're talking about, um, we're deep into the holiday season, right? And we want to have uh, we want to have control over our holiday so that we don't start 2026 behind the eight ball. So, how was your Thanksgiving? I talked with a lot of you. And I had some very, very good reports that you used some great strategies for Thanksgiving. But some of you, did you fall for any of these? Remember, just one taste, just one more bite, just one slice. Oh, I can make up for it later. Did you fall for any of that nonsense? Well, today, so it was no nonsense November, but today we're in December. And we're going to talk about a particular phenomenon called the carryover effect. What in the world is the carryover effect? Well, I've talked about this during my story that most people, according to the research, most US adults gain about 1 pound. Some go up as high as 3 pounds. So 1 to 3 pounds over the holidays. Here's the problem. They don't lose it back the rest of the year or, the next year. And that's called weight creep. Just think about how quickly does 5 years go by? How quickly you blink and 10 years have gone by. Well, think of it for every one of those years, think of if you were gaining a pound. All of a sudden, boom, you're 10, 15, 20 pounds overweight. And you're like, wait a minute, when did that happen? That's weight creep. So here's the thing, it's not just the one meal. It's a pattern that starts over the holidays. And what is that pattern? Well, most of the holiday feasts, we're drinking and eating more carbs, more sugar, more alcohol for some. The meals are heavier. The workouts just don't fit into our time, into our schedules as easily, or even as the weather gets inclement, we think, okay, we're not going to the gym today without substituting the at-home exercises we've talked about, uh, getting your sleep patterns interrupted with late night revelry. So these habits develop during the holidays, but they often stay long after the decorations are put away. So I found this article by Dr. Mark Hyman to be very insightful, very helpful, very practical. How to stop holiday indulgences from becoming your January habits. We want to save our January. And it's Dr. Hyman that coined the term, I believe, the carryover effect. It says the thing to really watch is what I call the carryover effect, the way new holiday habits quietly follow you into the new year. So, what are we going to discover today from Dr. Hyman and the carryover effect? We're going to focus on, so there are only 4 Saturdays in December. So today we're focusing on two of the M's, mindset and measurement. So we're going to learn 3 secrets of how to enjoy holiday food and protect your January 2026. And also one bonus secret of measuring joy per bite. And I just love that, the sound of that little phrase, joy per bite. So before we get into the secrets, hi, I'm Dr. Lisa Singletary, the 100-pound weight loss specialist. And like I said, we go through 5 M's every month. This is my framework, the 5 M's of total transformation, because after losing that, well, now over 150 pounds, I kind of figured out um, how to help others to transform their lives just as well. And so, what are the 5 M's? Mindset, macronutrients, micronutrients, motion, and measurement. And since there are only 4 Saturdays, we had to pair up a couple, and we always pair different M's up together. So for mindset and measurement, that's our focus for today. I am a board certified family physician, now retired. I'm also known as the 100-pound weight loss specialist. I have a master's degree in public health, which is why I love digging into all of those research articles. And it's my privilege to be a certified holistic health coach. And I'm really passionate about empowering you to get to realize your health and wellness goals. So 2006, I had a lot of joy per step, right? So I loved ballroom dancing. It kept me active. It kept me going, even though I was extremely, extremely heavy. Now, 2008, I gave up my medical practice and ballroom dancing to go home and take care of my parents. And after they passed, I needed my father's wheelchair just to get around the house. I needed a miracle. Now, in health and wellness, we don't talk about miracles. I'm not going to promise you a miracle. I'm not going to say I found a miracle, but this is also my disclaimer slide. So this is not a medical consultation. This is not a second opinion. It's open season, but your insurance will not pay for me. This is my gift to you, really, of my medical knowledge, my personal experience, my experience with powerful supplements and the results that we've gotten, and the research that I love so much. So I hope you feel disclaimed. No claims. I did need a miracle though. And something happened that changed the trajectory of my life. Trajectory of my life. And that was when I learned the secrets to going from the picture on the left to the picture on the middle. Just with nutrition, I dropped 85 pounds in 8 months. And adding other strategies that we might talk about today, well, I was able to get even more results, and my journey continues. So here we go with the secrets. Secret number 1, slow fork, light body. So we're going to learn how slowing down quietly reduces the overload on your system. And that makes sense, right? When you rush, this is so important. Your brain can't keep up with your stomach. So if your stomach is full, but your brain doesn't really know that it's full for about 20 minutes. So when you eat a little slower, you're giving the signals time to get from your gut to your brain, and that will help you to eat fewer calories. It'll also help you to improve your digestion. And if you're mindful about your eating, mindful about every bite, then you'll get more enjoyment out of your food. And this works no matter what is on your plate. So what can we do? My mother told me this trick a long time ago. Put your fork down between bites. So, take a bite, put the fork down, enjoy the bite, enjoy the food, taste it, the texture, right? You'll be around a lot of people during these gatherings, so take advantage. Turn and talk. Use conversation as a natural pause. And remember, I think it was webinar 47, we talked about the 555 pit pause, when you just got to take a pit stop mentally, right? And what is a 555 pit pause? 5 deep box breaths. So breathe in to a count of 4, hold it for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 4, and hold it out for a count of 4. Do that multiple times, 4 times, right? And that will help to stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system. It'll help you to just calm down, slow down. The other second 5 ounces of water in a pretty glass. It tastes better, and I'm telling you, it tastes better. But even if you don't take a whole 5 ounces, right? You just take the couple sips of water, but use the motion just to slow things down. And also wait 5 minutes before eating. So you can use those conversations for that, right? Secret number 2, the 80% rule. So just, because of that delay in getting the signal from your gut to your brain, we want to slow things down, but also we don't want to be stuffed, right? Stop at comfortably satisfied, because we don't want to regret the meal later. So what are the key points? Fullness signals lag behind by several minutes. Just estimate 20 minutes, right? So you want to take time with your meal. Now, 80% satisfied, 80% full means you're going to be satisfied, but you can still move around. You can still take that 10-minute post-meal walk, but not feeling weighed down. This protects your blood sugar. This protects your sleep. This protects your joints. So what can you do? What's the action step? Ask yourself right now, because you know the brain signal isn't there yet. But when you're getting close to that 80%, just starting to feel full, right now, would I feel okay doing a little yoga, doing a little dance, going on that walk? And if the honest answer is no, you've gone past comfortable. So before you go back for seconds, right, do this little check. How physically do I feel in my gut, in my stomach, even though your brain hasn't gotten the signal to stop? So, right, and here's another a metric. We're talking about measurement. We can make a measurement of how your fullness is. If you're 1 to 4, you're still hungry. 5 to 6, just right. 7 to 8, holiday sweet spot, comfortably satisfied, right? But 9 to 10, I need my stretchy pants. That's too far. So for feast days, we want to hold the line at 7 to 8. Normally, we want to stay around 5 to 6. All right, secret number 3, name it to tame it. So we talk about good foods and bad foods, and that lists specifically foods that will decrease inflammation versus foods that cause inflammation. But I want you to think about red light foods and identify what are your personal red light foods. So there's a food labeling system based on traffic lights. And the green are the desirable foods, neutral foods, in moderation. right? But the undesirable foods, highly processed foods, uh, wheat, barley, rye, and oats, seed oils, processed foods, ultra processed, we don't want those. Those are um, on the bad food list. But personally, what are going to be your personal red light foods? Because you want to be ready for that. So the red light foods are number one, you have no control. They're nearly impossible to stop eating. And I do have a list of foods that I just cannot, I mean, I don't buy because I know buying them, I might, all right, true confessions, Haagen-Dazs ice cream. In college, right, I would get them and that was it. That was dinner, late night snack, overnight, and um, that that became pretty irresistible to me. So, and especially if it has nuts in it, right? Because you can't you got to eat all the nuts. Anyway, um, that's a food I have no control over really. So, um, that's one of my red line foods. Okay, but other foods that you might want to have on your red light list are foods that cause bloating or digestive issues for you, because you got to know foods that trigger your allergies or your sensitivities. And for the holidays, people are always putting things in to increase the flavor. You might want to be really careful about not only the list of foods that cause sensitivity, but where do people put them in to their special holiday recipes? So sometimes it's good when you have a potluck or when you have a buffet to tell on the label what the food is or what's in it, or little, this is a hostess tip. If there are, let's say if there are nuts in something, tell what those nuts are, etc. All right. And this has got to be on your red light list too. If you feel guilty or ashamed after eating a certain food, or again, it's uncontrollable, and then when you're done, you're looking at the empty container, and it's like, oh, what have I done? That's a red light food. Okay, so what can we do? Plan, plan, plan. Planning beats willpower. So before you're even presented with the food, decide how you're going to handle it. Now, for me, Haagen-Dazs, just avoid it. Ah, even the little, actually, I haven't tried this. I do have a theory about portion control because, they do come in these little cups now, the little 4 ounce maybe cups. So individual servings, I think I could handle that, but I don't want to pay $10 for half a half a cup of ice cream. So the price put that on the red light list, kept it on the red light list. Okay, but use a boundary. All right, only 2 bites, and you're gonna um, really savor those bites and put the fork down. Um, oh, I just talked about portion control. Like if it comes in a single portion, good. Or if there's gonna be, let's say we talked about Aunt Mary and her sweet potato pie. Uh, she's going to have that at every event, every birthday, just choose one event where you're going to taste her pie, even though she's in your face, like, how'd you like the pie? And she got these cute little dimples and southern accent. Oh my goodness. But, have a plan. Plan beforehand. Don't rely on trying to have willpower in the moment. Okay, here's my favorite. Joy per bite. Enjoy the feast more. This is something you, it, you know, I didn't find a lot of information when I looked up joy per bite, but this is a way or a different way of voicing mindful eating. So if you look up mindful eating, you're going to have a lot of tips about getting every bit of goodness out of each bite of food. And this is going to help you enjoy the food more. You're going to have fewer blood sugar spikes and crashes, and definitely fewer regrets. So, what are some strategies? Um, Practice there it is, mindful eating. Slow down, engage all of your senses. Notice the look of the food, the presentation, the smell, the texture before you even take a bite. Chew slowly and appreciate each flavor. And you're going to feel satisfied with smaller portions, um, as well as some more tips. Prioritize protein and produce. Fill half your plate with non-starchy vegetables, that's your produce, a quarter with the lean protein, and then the other bit, a little bit of gluten-free starch maybe, or healthy fats. So, but protein and produce have to be, I mean, they're your secret weapon when you stick to that. Don't arrive hungry. Don't don't wait all day and then come there and then you're smelling all the food while they're getting it on the table and then you're all bets are off. Eat a small protein-rich snack, for instance, Greek yogurt and fruit, or hummus and carrots. My favorite hard-boiled egg, not quite hard-boiled eggs, right? Just over soft-boiled. Um, Nuts. Be ready and be prepared and just give your body a little bit of sustenance before the big meal. Hydration is so important. There is a book, I think, You're Not Hungry, You're Thirsty. So hydration is so important, especially during feast times, because there are going to be more salty options. Now, salt isn't the enemy, but people can take it overboard on at banquet time, at feast time. So you want to drink plenty of water throughout the day. I love turning my water into a functional beverage with electrolytes, with supplements, and um, the you'll be shocked at how many calories you consume if you're drinking an alcoholic beverage or if you're drinking a sugary beverage. It's shocking. Not only that, they have a high osmotic. Okay, got to get into a little science. So they have a high osmotic pressure, and so it actually dehydrates you. It draws uh, water from your body, and it helps you to be. It gets your system off. So hydrate wisely. All right. So what were the secrets today? Slow it down. 80% rule. You identify your red light foods and get the most joy per bite out of your holiday meals, out of every meal really, but we're focusing on the holidays. And to help you do that, we have holiday eating, navigating festive feasts. This is a free download for you, and it'll give you even more tips and tricks and tools for really enjoying the holiday with no guilt and keeping yourself on track to go into 2026 right on track. Okay, so to get the gift guide, the holiday eating guide, go to drlisasingletary.online/holiday or just scan the QR code and you'll get that download right away. So, thank you for joining me for webinar 50. Holiday Feast Mastery is going to be our theme for all of December. But today was joy per bite. But guess what? Next week we're going to talk about smart swaps. But next week, webinar 51 is actually our 1-year anniversary because we had 2 weeks in the year where we had corporate events and we didn't have the webinar. So we're going to do something special. I'm not sure what it is yet, but we're going to do something special next week to celebrate our 1-year anniversary. But I'm glad you're here with us every time that you are with us. So those of you who are here on the replay, I would love if you join us live. And to do that, just scan the QR code and register to get your seat, to get your email. That will give you the Zoom link to get right into this webinar. And we're live every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. And I would love it for you to join us live. And because after the live, we have a great Q&A. We take a class picture. We have a lot of fun. It's just, we want you here. So if you're not able to scan the code, go to drlisasingletary.online/live-zoom, or some people say dash, but it's not. So live Zoom with the little dash in there, or little hyphen. Now, those of you who are live, I would love it if you come back for the watch party. So every Saturday, the recording of the morning session, I upload it to YouTube on my channel, and the premiere is at 9 p.m. and I'll be live in the comments, and we have some fun in the comments too. Alrighty, so thank you for joining us today, everyone, for webinar 50, Joy Per Bite. And I just wish you the most joy for the holiday season. And thank you for being here. I love you all. Mwah.